The term British Malaya loosely describes a set of states on the Malay Peninsula and the island of Singapore that were brought under British control between the 18th and the 20th centuries. Unlike the term British India, which excludes the Indian princely states, British Malaya is often used to refer to the Malay states under indirect British rule as well as the Straits settlements that were under the sovereignty of the British Crown. Before the formation of Malayan Union in 1946, the territories were not placed under a single unified administration. Instead, British Malaya comprised the Straits settlements, the Federated Malay States, and the Unfederated Malay States. Under British rule, Malaya was one of the most profitable territories of the empire, being the world's largest producer of tin and later rubber. The Malayan Union was dissolved and replaced by the Federation of Malaya in 1948. It became fully independent on 31 August 1957. On 16 September 1963, the Federation, along with North Borneo, Sarawak, and Singapore, formed a larger federation called Malaysia. Initial British involvement in Malay politics. The British first became involved with Malay politics formally in 1771, when Great Britain tried to set up trading posts in Penang, formerly a part of Kedah. The British colonised Singapore in 1819. Penang and Kedah in the mid-18th century, British firms could be found trading in the Malay Peninsula. In April 1771, Jourdain, Sullivan and de Souza, a British firm based in Madras, India, sent Francis Light to meet the Sultan of Kedah, Sultan Muhammad Jivas Zainal Abidin II, to open up the state's market for trading. Light was also a captain in the service of the East India Company. The Sultan faced multiple external threats during this period. Siam, which was at war with Burma and which saw Kedah as its vassal state, frequently demanded that Kedah send reinforcements. Kedah, in many cases, was a reluctant ally to Siam. Through negotiation between the Sultan and Light, the Sultan agreed to allow the firm to build a trading post and to operate in Kedah, if the British agreed to protect Kedah from external threats. Light conveyed this message to his superiors in India. The British, however, decided against the proposal. 2 years later, Sultan Muhammad Jiva died and was succeeded by Sultan Abdullah Mahram Shah. The new Sultan offered Light the island of Penang in return for military assistance for Kedah. Light informed the East India Company of the Sultan's offer. The company, however, ordered Light to take over Penang and gave him no guarantee of the military aid that the Sultan had asked for earlier. Light later took over Penang and assured the Sultan of military assistance, despite the company's position. Soon the company made up its mind and told Light that they would not give any military aid to Kedah. In June 1788, Light informed the Sultan of the company's decision. Feeling cheated, the Sultan ordered Light to leave Penang, but Light refused. Light's refusal caused the Sultan to strengthen Kedah's military forces and to fortify Prai, a stretch of beach opposite Penang. Recognizing this threat, the British moved in and razed the fort in Prai. The British thereby forced the Sultan to sign an agreement that gave the British the right to occupy Penang. In return, the Sultan would receive an annual rent of 6,000 Spanish pesos. On 1 May 1791, the Union flag was officially raised in Penang for the first time. In 1800, Kedah ceded Prai to the British and the Sultan received an increase of 4,000 pesos in his annual rent. Penang was later named Prince of Wales Island, while Prai was renamed Province Wellesley. In 1821, Siam invaded Kedah, sacked the capital of Alor Star, and occupied the state until 1842.